YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Vince Cartier. Welcome back to the channel. Yo, if you haven't subscribed yet, yo, you need to do that. Like, you need to just drag the mouse, click that button. Because listen, this week, as a matter of fact, from here on out, we finna be dropping new content that's gonna inspire you. I'm talking about melodies. I'm talking about how to get your drums better. I'm talking about overall how to get good production. That's the whole idea of this channel. It's pretty much to inspire you to make better music. And maybe later on in the future, you know, when we get tired of music, we're gonna add some motivational things in there. I'm not sure yet. I don't know what direction that this channel is going, but I know for right now, nigga, like this
that shit right here.
This talking about making good music. Alright, so hit that subscribe button. Let's go run that clip. Hey, what's going on YouTube? So it's your boy Vince Cartier again. Hope you guys watched that intro reel. But what we're going to be doing in today's video is we're going to be talking about how to make better kind of melodies. Let's get into the video. Okay, so for right now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a melody, a regular melody. Just give me a few minutes and let's chop this up. All right, here we go. So I'm going to choose my scale. First step, you want to choose a scale because the purpose of choosing the scale is so you can know exactly which notes you're going to be using for this particular melody. So the first step we're going to be in the key of, let's do something different. Let's do C Lydian. I know everybody sticks to like the minor blues and the, you know, the natural minors, but let's just be different. So we're going to be in the Lydian scale. All right, let's do that. So we have C, D, E, F sharp. What's that? A, B, and a C. All right, so now what I like to do first is I like to choose a chordal approach. The chordal approach is when you're pretty much just basing your melody around a particular chord progression that you selected. So I'm going to try that approach. I'm going to stick with the chordal approach for right now. Here we go. Let's choose these chords. So the chords that we're going to choose are A minor. Now you can do this two ways. You can just pick random chords that you want to select, or you can do it by the progression. I think if you do it by the progression, you know, you have something that I think the selection of notes would be easier as opposed to, you know, how I was selecting the chords, you know, just by random just now. So I'm just going to listen to the progression of the bass notes and figure out which progression that I'm going to be using. Then I'm going to choose the chords on top. Right, that sounds like it would be next, but this F in the key of C Lydian, the F is going to be sharp. So if you're trying to understand like how I'm figuring out like which notes to choose, it's because I'm referencing everything from the scale that I selected in the beginning, the C Lydian scale. So that's C, D, E, F sharp, A, B, A, G, A, B, C. All right, so I'm only choosing notes from that particular scale. Right. All right, so that's our first 4 bars. Let's see if we can get something else going for the last 4. Maybe we can change up the progression just a little bit. Right. All right, so that's our progression. Now, for those tribe producers, I know this is something different from, you know, what you guys normally hear, because I believe you guys mostly use like the C melodic and the C minor scale. But like I said, we're trying to get out of the box. So that's why I chose the C Lydian scale. So here's the C Lydian scale. All of these notes are from the C Lydian scale. Each and every one of these notes, right? Yeah. Well, maybe we use one note that is not a part of the scale, but it's a part of the C major scale. So that is why. All right. So I selected the F. That's the only note that is not a part of the C Lydian scale. We have an F sharp. All right. And we have this F sharp that resolved to this F. But it's okay. It's totally okay. So, and hey, even though that we're sticking to listen, we had a little conversation going on Twitter about you know, how theory is really crippling some people because it's forcing people to stay in the box and things like that. Listen, it's very true. So my whole thing about it is, listen, if you want to study theory, there's nothing wrong with the theory, because I mean, I believe I have an okay understanding of what theory is, but I know what I want I always rely on my ears to tell me as opposed to what I know. I just use the theory to, as a basis, and then I work my way from the theory to actually creating something that's more musical and more something that has feeling. All right, so let's get back to it. So the chords, right? Okay, so our next step in this, trying to find out some counter melodies. We're still working on the melody here. So I feel like once you have a good melody, it's so much easier to find a counter melody, because the counter melody won't be doing so much because the melody is carrying all of the weight. So I'm just going to come up with a regular melody right now, and then afterwards I'm going to come up with the counter melody. So I'll start with the melody. All right, so cool. So that's our main melody. Now I'm just gonna switch out these sounds so we can have an idea of what this song is actually going to sound like. We already have our chords, so now I'm going to choose sounds that's going to give these different melodic ideas some character. For the next step is you want to choose a simple melodic counter melody that's not going to interfere with the main melody. So I'll just play the melodies that we have right now, and all of those notes that we have, we're not going to be choosing the same notes as those notes that are being played right now. Let's listen to what we have. Okay, so that's our chords, melody, and now we're going to figure out a counter melody. So what I like to do is I like to either sing something that is different from what this is doing, or I like to just go in and I like to select notes that's not being played during the original melody. All right, so, and I'm just going to add the next step in this particular step as well. You want to make sure that you choose sounds that's going to actually allow a way for you to have a good counter melody, because if you're choosing sounds that is like, for this particular melody, the main melodies are short lines. If you can see it, this is short, this is short, this is short, this is long, right? And everything else is pretty much between short and long, but for the majority of it, we have short notes. So you don't want to choose counter melodies that's long, because those longer notes will conflict with the longer notes inside of the melody. So you want to choose notes that's shorter, depending on if you're already using longer notes for the melody, and if you're using longer notes for the melody, you want to definitely choose shorter notes so those notes will not conflict with one another. All right, so right now I'm just going to find some short notes that I can select that'll fit along with this melody. I want to be shorter. I'm going to leave this later. Let's do it. Short. And I'm going to have that run up. I think it'll be cool because it's going to add more emphasis on what that little chromatic walk up thing is doing. Right, and then I'm going to repeat this in the next half. I'm going to flip them. I may put some processing on top of them, and then I'm going to add some drums. So let's get into it, man. Woo 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 woo. All right. I'm going to take it out. Maybe. Yeah. Tell these cats what we all about. Stay straight. that's what it did. Okay, so I'm gonna put some live keys down on this thing so we can have some sort of differentiation between the verses and the hook. So yeah, so that's pretty much the beat, guys. So here's a little recap. I know that video was maybe long. I'm gonna try and condense it. Hopefully I get it condensed to about 9 to 10, 12 minutes. But the steps in the video, you wanna have a chord, you wanna have a scale reference, first of all. Secondly, you wanna use notes that's gonna allow you to create the counter melodies. So if the melodies are short, you want to use longer notes for your counter melodies. If the melody is long, you want to use shorter notes to make your counter melodies. The third thing is you want to choose sounds that's going to allow you to work with those counter melodies, because you don't want to have a sound that's playing short notes and you choose a sound that's going to run over into the next sound and so that it clashes. You don't want that. Alright, so that's pretty much the video, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you got some value from it. If you like this video, man, you know what to do, man. You know what to do. So I ain't gonna tell you nothing. Alright, so that's the video. I'm gonna check y'all later. Peace.